Yeah, that's just it. I wish I knew who was on the other end. Then I could, but I have no idea.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Prince, you want to shoot one?
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot one, and then I'm gonna get off here. Yeah, and salute to you, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
you, man.
Right.
What
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm gonna tap in with you, Royalty Rules
Yeah.
816 on IG. So
Okay.
so basically, you know what I'm saying? What is one of your favorite restaurants to go to? You know what I'm saying? When you out and about.
Favorite restaurants? Well, I grew up in Richmond, California, so Portamex was one of them. What's my one, man? I can't even remember. It's off on 3rd Street, 4th Street, by the Nevin Center. They shut it down. Dang, I can't even think right now. But all my peoples, they gonna see this and be like, "Boy, you didn't say the right name." But yeah, it was one right in the spot, right in the hood spot, man, that I love going to. I just couldn't think. I can't think of the name right now. I'm kind of blank on that name. But it was like some of those, the ones that one that I just named, and another one that was right up 2 blocks away from my house that I enjoyed going to. I always like the local spots, man. So growing up, we deal with the local spots. We ate there, and they had the best foods anyway. So
Yeah, that was your chance to plug your local restaurant. That we can you can get some free
yeah,
food out of them or something.
yeah. Like the other one that I can't name right now. I don't know if they're still there now
Okay,
anymore. But Portamex is still rocking. Yeah, they on 23rd in Richmond.
you got the new single with Devin the Dude. How did that come about? And I
Uh,
mean, it's a great song too.
yeah, right on, man. So I got the video out right now. Y'all check that out. My producer F1, just doing business. He knows. He does tracks. So what happens a lot of my times where you do favor for a favor. So you do a beat for someone, and he knew someone, and that's how we did it. We wasn't actually in the studio, but it's still the real track. So he did the hook because like I said, favor for a favor. You give a track to someone, they do a hook for you. That's how this game is. Favor for a favor type of thing.
Yeah, that's true for sure. Yeah, that's a great video too. By the way,
Right on, man. I appreciate it, man.
It just came out a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it just came out. I did that. When I flew to Atlanta, I did that video. So that video is done, and that's my first time doing a video like out of state like that. So
I mean, that girl's a baddie.
Right on, man. That's Izzy, man. Izzy is she does her thing. She's a model, actress. You know what I'm saying? I'm not for sure exactly everything she does, but I know she does that video work and stuff like that. You could check her on IG because I always at everybody that's part of what I do.
Okay. Who are some of the producers that you've worked with?
Overall, or just
yeah.
So one of my very first producer, man, shout out to DJ Iceberg. That's he married my cousin over the years, but he was like the first person I met who had like a real DJ set up right across the street from my house when we were young. And he's the one who we kind of introduced ourselves into music because he was playing music. So I'm like, oh, who is this guy out? I'm young, so I go over to cross the street. He's like, yeah, he got records and stuff. He's spinning a lot of vinyl. And we started a group, me, him, and my boy J Mac and Ibco. We all and shout out to my boy Prez, he stays in New York now, and my boy Barkus. We all just came together and started a little group, and he had a 4-second sampler in his room. He set it up and he would sample tracks and we would rap over them. This before I even went to a studio. So this is back before the studio. So this is the reason why I was so ready when I first went to a studio, because I had been practicing. And then I went to K-Luz for the first time as us as a group, not even as a solo artist. And we were knocking them out like one take. Like we had already been in the studio, but we've been practicing at home before we even got to a studio. And then after that, it was Kidnap. Kidnap is somebody who's done a lot of work with me. Kidnap is the one guy who got me the deal with my first album, Strictly for the G's. We were doing music. I was fresh off my little accident, and he called me, said, "E, you still want to push the music?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "All right." And he let somebody hear the music, the label that I went through, LBZ Strap Records. He had heard some guys trying to get an artist And he hit me back and said, "Hey man, they like your music, man. They want to put you out." I'm like, "Put me out?" I'm like, they ain't even met me. He's like, "Yeah, man, they like the music." He said, "They want to meet you in 2 weeks." This is exact words. "They want to meet you in 2 weeks." So I knew it was a business. So I was like, "Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm ready." I go over there with my binder full of raps. I got songs that I already have in my head. I just spit a bunch of songs to them. They say, "Yeah, we're ready. Let's work with you." Just like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we got going.
You're on a song that came out recently, Kids Dance Party with Yukmouth, friend of our show, and one of my dream interviews, Mr. Fab. What about that song?
The shout out, that's Contact, my boy Contact.
Okay.
He's a school teacher in East Palo Alto. He does a lot of work with kids. So he does a lot of like positive music, rap, and he has a lot of connections where he knows a lot of artists. So what he does is he has a way of bringing everybody, all the artists together, but on a positive side, doing stuff for kids. And he presented that track to me. He was like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna have Yuck on here." He'll name artists and he'll say, "I'm gonna put you on here." And he'll say, "Can you do a verse for me for it?" I said, "Yeah," you know what I mean? And I've been working with him for like, I want to say, man, almost 20 years, about 20 years now, faithfully. And he's done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work with him. I think our first major one was Beats. His label's Beats by the Bay, but we did ones called Stay in School. Stay in School that had like Jacka on there and Keep the
Girl Dad as well.
Girl Dad was, yeah, we did that a couple years ago. We had Fat at X from Brand Nubian on that one. And yeah, Girl Dad was dope. You know, Pizzo, shout out to Pizzo on there, Fab, and you know, there's a couple other people on there. And yeah, and it was a song basically Girl Dads. You know, everybody who has a girl, you know, a daughter, and we made a song about it, man, and it was dope. McLaren F1 did that track.
So you're a girl dad?
Yeah, I'm a girl dad, man. I got one daughter. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. You did have a song with Raekwon, right? Urban Warfare.
Off with Raekwon, huh? Yeah, that's another one of those favorites, man. You give out some tracks, man. Get these verses, man. McLaren F1, he's a producer that actually that might not be super known, but I'm saying he makes so much quality music where people like, damn, I need some tracks from you. And then it goes back to saying, hey, I need a verse from you. You know what I mean? So we just did it that way, man. And like favor for a favor, man. And he sent it to me and I was like, and then I did my verse. I'm like, oh man, I gotta do this. You know what I mean? He said, hey, it's the next single. We could just drop this with the Ray on there. And that's how I go, man. It's not, you know, because I'll be honest with you, I can't afford Raekwon verse, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be stiff, you know what I mean? He's not gonna do, and then first of all, he's probably not being from the Woo. He's very particular on who he's gonna do a song with anyway, you know what I mean? So if you do get a verse from him, just look at it as that meant to go down. That was a good situation.
Just be lucky he replies to your messages at all. That's the thing. I've hit him up so many times for an interview.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
And they don't read it because why would they? They don't. Right. You don't expect somebody that big to check their shitty DMs.
Right. And then guess what? It's crazy because once I dropped that, and I had not been on social media for a while after maybe summer of 2021, I took time off. You know, I wasn't on there for like a year almost, you know what I mean? Off because I wasn't doing any music at the time. So I was like, oh, I'll just take time off. So I did it before. So it was easy for me to just let me just step away for a minute. And I get back on, I see a message from Ghostface Manager, right? So and this was like a year later. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see this message. He was just like, asking questions like, you want to do some work? You know what I mean? With Ghostface. So yeah, man, it's just like different stuff like that does happen. You know, you can do one thing and then somebody else hits you because they're still part of the same circle. So I'm pretty sure he heard it and then thought like, oh, I got to tap in with him. So see if I can get on his album. You know what I mean? So that could be coming soon, man. So y'all never know. Y'all might see a Ghostface in E-Ray C, man. And this one gonna be, it is. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just talking, just putting the information out there.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Looking for the most beers on tap?
Great steaks, great staff. Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.